Hey everybody, Alex here, out of the Park 23, Pittsburgh Pirates franchise, episode number 30, and we are continuing the Pittsburgh Pirates playoff run here in 2032. If you missed the live stream, go back and check out that video under the live tab of my YouTube channel, and you can go watch the 4-hour live stream. Thank you for the handful of people who stayed and watched most, if not the entire thing. If you have not seen the results, or if you already watched the video or just want a refresher, we are in the NLCS right now, down 2 games to nothing, 2 games to 0 against the Colorado Rockies. So I'll bring up the playoff tree. We advanced, we won the Central, we advanced immediately to the divisional round, had the bye, quote unquote, and then beat the New York Mets in 4, and then lost game 1 and game 2 to Colorado. And so I'll go pull that up here briefly. In game number 1, Pittsburgh losing 6-3, went up 3-1, and then unraveled in the 6th, and the bullpen struggled late. Similar story in game 2, going up 4-1, and then giving up 5 runs in the bottom of the 4th, losing that one 8-5. So I'll try to finish up the series in this video today against the Rockies. I'll go through things very briefly and really just kind of start simming the days here so this video doesn't last too long. This is a best of 7, so it could go 5 more games. It could be just 2 more. Obviously, if we get swept, hopefully that does not occur. But that is the situation we're facing right now. Colorado, the best team in baseball this year with 106 wins. Again, I went through a lot of the recap of the season in the live stream, so if you missed that, because this shows up in a different tab of the channel, the non-streamed videos versus the streamed ones, go back and watch that. It'll kind of fill you in, but had some injuries. The pitching's been the rock of the team so far this season, went 89-73, made a couple of acquisitions at the deadline, especially with our hitters, and I really played platoon splits, lefty-righty matchups a lot more than I ever have before. That's been a real key to our success. So we'll get ready for a pivotal game number 3, the first back in Pittsburgh at PNC Park, and we're going to be facing one heck of a pitcher in Dave Nichols, who was just briefly injured, but he's good now, a 3.42 ERA this year, a 15.0 K over 9. Leading the NL, and I presume probably all of baseball, with 280 strikeouts. The 100 stuff is incredible, obviously. And what was he away from Colorado? Let's see, 3.04 ERA. So he was even more dominant, as you would expect. So we have our hands full in game number 3. We'll turn to Dylan Lesko, who had a great outing in the previous game. 5 innings, a shutout ball. I shouldn't say it was great. It was a little bit rocky, but he worked through it and did not ultimately allow a run, and that's all that really matters. So it's going to be one heck of a matchup today. Let's get you out there to Pittsburgh and PNC Park for game number 3. Quick look at the lineups for Pittsburgh. It's Morris, Reynolds, Kelly, Ramirez, and Carcion's going to come in. His first start of the playoffs. We're going to give him a chance because he strikes out a lot less. Amaya, Moss, Anaya, and then Lasters. Again, Lesko on the bump. For Colorado, things look almost the same. This guy, Arias, I believe is new. He is, so he'll be a new batter hitting number 6 for Colorado. The rest of the names look to be the same. So we'll take you out to PNC Park. Over 38,000 in attendance for game number 3. All right, game number 3, PNC Park. Colorado leading this best of 7, 2-0. And hopefully the audio sounds a bit louder than it did last time. I apologize during the stream. It was a little bit too low. That was my mistake. But we'll kick things off. Dylan Lesko facing Jose Collazo. And Pittsburgh really needing a win today. Going down 3-0 obviously has consequences in history, but facing a great Colorado pitcher, and the Rockies will get things started with a single into right field. And this lineup has been the best in baseball, as Dial, the former Pirate, strikes out. Colorado with a couple of ex-Pirates. James Wood was in this last game in Game 2. Does not appear to be on the roster anymore as Kling strikes out on the check swing. So let's go back-to-back Ks after allowing the leadoff single. Adil Amador, though, has been red hot in the playoffs, including against us, hitting .407. He went 4 for 5 in Game 1 with a home run, and then 1 for 4 with a walk and pair of runs in Game number 2. Again, Colorado winning Game 1 6-3, and then taking Game 2 8-5. So a pair of 3-run wins for the Rockies. A runner on first, 2 out, 1-2 count, and he strikes out, and so Lesko does not allow that leadoff single to hurt him, striking out the following 3, and Pittsburgh will bat for the first time at home in the NLCS. Now it's Kaimani Morris leading things off, who's got a couple of solo leadoff home runs, one in Game 4 of the NLDS against the Mets, and in Game 1 of the NLCS against Colorado. But he's behind here against Nichols, who, again, basically the best pitcher or among the best in baseball. Can't allow some home runs, but he does this far more often, striking out Morris. Now facing Reynolds with a full count. Best thing we can do is take some pitches and not swing at ball 4 and try to run that count up, but it's going to be easier said than done. Rowan Kelly has been very strong against righties and was the MVP of the NLDS. Will step in, and that'll get grounded to short. Amador, or Salgado, excuse me, has it, throws on the first, and Pittsburgh goes 1-2-3. Now facing Ruiz, who's been on the bench for most of the playoffs here, but will start today, and grounds out to Naya. Colorado needing all 5 games to dispose of the talented Milwaukee Brewers in their NLDS, as Arias draws the walk on that 3-1 count, that one outside. Now facing Gaines, and he's 11 of 27 with 2 home runs, 9 ribbies in the playoffs, and that one is going to be caught. A great catch there by Morris. Great diving play. That could have been down the line in extra bases, as Morris robs Gaines, and there's 2 away. Runner on first for Drew Romo, who's got an extra base hit, a triple against us earlier in the series, but hitting just 136 for the playoffs. But defensively, he's elite, and this one has some carry out towards center. Reynolds will look at it, gets it in his glove, and will go bottom 2, still scoreless. Ramirez, Encarnacion, and Amaya will be the 4, 5, 6 hitters this inning, as Nichols did well in the first inning, and he continues his success, striking at Ramirez. His stamina, what is his stamina? 65, so despite the pitch count maybe going up a bit because of all the strikeouts, he can certainly handle it, and he's cruising so far. Encarnacion replacing couple of other batters because hopefully he can put the ball in play like that. This one driven to center, but the center fielder Gaines has it and makes the catch. Now Amaya stepping in, he's behind 0-2, and this one poked to short. Salgado has it, throws on to first, and Pittsburgh's been very quiet to start, and so the hope was that Pittsburgh would win early and then have to face their top pitchers later, as this is going to be a strong single into right to start things off. And so Lesko has allowed singles to begin the first and third inning. Did not hurt him the first time, but it hurt him the second. It was Collazo to start the game off, who hit one into right field. He'll come to bat now, and this one is hit to second. A chance to turn 2. Pittsburgh can't turn it, but they will get the fielder's choice to erase Salgado at second. Collazo reaches first safely, does have speed, could steal here. Dial up now, struck out his first at bat. 2-2 count, and he'll strike out for the second time. And Kling also struck out his first time, but odds he'll do it again probably aren't great. 2-2 count though, and this one is floated. Kelly coming over and makes the catch, and we'll continue to play scoreless baseball, going bottom 3 of this Game 3 of the NLCS. Colorado leading 2-0. Winner of this, I believe, will take on, in the World Series, the winner of the Astros and, I want to say, Royals. I don't know what their situation is like, but hopefully we can advance and find out. But we'll be a long ways away from doing that. Dean Moss coming in, power bat, but he does strike out at a pretty good clip. And this one is neither, just a little dribbler back to Nichols, who throws on to Ruiz for out number 1. And now Amaya comes in, full count, and he strikes out swinging on the changeup. And already 4 Ks for Dave Nichols. Now facing Lasters. He's behind 1-2. Swung a hot bat, but not here. And that's the 5th K, as Pittsburgh's having trouble just putting the ball in play. Amador 0 for 1 today. The pitch from Lesko, and this one's hit to center. Reynolds coming in. He has it and makes the catch for out number 1. We're top 4, 0-0. Ruiz ahead in the count 3-1. That one poked too short and thrown on to first from Amaya to Ramirez for a quick out number 2. Lesko sitting at 62 pitches through 3 2/3, a bit high end on the pitch count for only allowing 2 hits. He'll strike out Arias, and it looks like he's gone. And there you go. So that's the second time we've seen a player ejected. It was Arias, right? I believe they got tossed, and so now Bryce Rayner will come in against the Mets. We saw Bobby Witt Jr., their second baseman, get ejected for arguing also balls and strikes. So you're seeing it in the playoffs. Guys get more animated, and umps are firing back. So we'll see how that impacts them, but that is not one of their strongest hitters they lost in the lineup. Morris stepping in, 0 for 1 today, full count, and he will draw the leadoff walk. Now Morris does not have speed, and Romo has an incredible arm. Although Nichols does not hold runners at a particularly strong rate. He sits at just 44 pitches, so he's really cruising right now. Again, trying to get that pitch count up with walks like that is going to be, I think, pretty critical. Take a look at their bullpen. Got a couple guys, including their closer, that's a little tired. Our bullpen looks in better shape. Nick Mears has only pitched once in the entire playoffs, and that probably has to change as Reynolds grounds into a double play. And that'll erase the walk, and again, that's going to help keep that pitch count down for Nichols. And so, obviously, trying to get hits and runs off of him, but just getting the pitch count up is almost half the battle. As Kelly will get Pittsburgh's first hit of the game here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. That's a single into left field that Kling threw back in. That'll bring up Ramirez. 0-2 count, and he looks at strike number 3. And Pittsburgh gets the hit, but nothing else. Remains scoreless as we sit top 5, and you just wonder, it's a question of when, not if, those Rockies bats come alive. Full count to Gaines. That one hit sharply to first. Good range by Ramirez, and he'll beat Gaines out by a step, bringing up True Romo on a 2-2 count. And this one is going to be hit to center and drop at Reynolds' feet for a 1-out single. And now Salgado, who is 1 for 1 today, coming in. He strikes out swinging on the fastball. Although it says velocity 89, I don't know if that's true. If so, that's a low velocity for Lesko, but we'll play on. Collazo, as Lesko's at 85 pitches and looking a little tired right now. And you wonder for Pittsburgh, when they go to the pen, who will they turn to in this especially switch-hitting, lefty-heavy kind of lineup? Victor Gonzalez has struggled. It's supposed to be kind of the lefty guy. He really had a tough time in game number 2. And so that's going to be a concern there. But we'll play on, 2 out, 1 on. In this scoreless game, Lesko will walk Collazo on 4 pitches. And he is clearly getting tired right now. Lesko will now face Nick Dial as the Pirates bullpen begins to scramble. Rafael Feliz and Beck Way getting warm out there in center field where the bullpens reside. 2-2 to dial, and this one hit to first. Ramirez has it, and he makes the throwing error on the diving play. Lesko covering. They're going to call it a throwing error. Pittsburgh's defense has been clean until this point throughout the playoffs, and now the bases are loaded. 2 outs to face the righty Paxton Kling. And so a chance here for Colorado to break this one open. Go out there and talk to Lesko's at 96 pitches. Has not allowed a run, but he is responsible for all 3. And I think it's time to go to Rafael Feliz. He will come in to face the righty Kling. And so Feliz, he was in this spot earlier in the playoffs and induced a fly out to center to Mets shortstop Francisco Lindor. Can he get out of the same jam the starting pitchers found himself in this time around? Bases loaded, top 5, 2 outs, 0-0 game, 3-2 count. Here's the pitch. This one's hit to center, and Reynolds coming over, and he makes the grab. And so that was very reminiscent of that Lindor at bat. That was a full count that Lindor hit the center. That was a bit more to Reynolds' left, I believe, but became kind of an adventure there. Feliz gets out of it, and we play on scoreless, but you just wonder, can Pittsburgh scrounge together a run or two? And by the way, no day off tomorrow. Have 2 more games before the next day off if there are that many games needed to be played. And so bullpen management will become a bit more important right now in terms of who will be available for the future. Obviously, though, for Pittsburgh, they're just trying to also, win a game. And that's kind of what matters for the here and now. Encarnacion, for the here and now, will step in. And he's putting the ball in play. That's why he's in, but he's not getting it past anybody as he'll ground out to first to start the inning. And so Nichols at just 57 pitches. He struck out 33 in 18 innings, only allowing 2 earned runs, and today just 1 hit. A full count. And this one smacked to third, fielded and thrown on to first. That's Rayner coming in for the ejected Arias. And now it's Dean Moss's turn on a 2-2 count, and he'll strike out on the inside corner, and Pittsburgh's bats continue to be church mouse quiet. Feliz will stay in, although facing some of these lefties, he's not nearly as strong against lefties or switch hitting lefties, but we're going to try here against Amador. And this one's hit to right and will be caught on a line by Encarnacion. Strong with the glove at the corner outfield spots. Can also play serviceable center. Ruiz will come in now. 1-2 count. This one is going to be hit. And a diving catch there by Anaya. So we've seen a couple of great diving stops by Morris at third earlier today. And now by Anaya. Not known for his terrific defense, but that was a terrific play. And you got to have those in postseason action like this, especially when you're the underdog, as the Pirates are down 2-0 in this series. Now Bryce Rayner will step in again, replacing the ejected Arias. He's only had 2 at-bats here in the playoffs, and he hit a very impressive 440 in a limited sample size, but he was red hot during his action. Looks like he came up in 2029. And then again this year, he's also pitched, and so he's a two-way player, 7 innings out there, so that's very interesting with Bryce Rayner. 2 out, nobody on a full count from Feliz, and this one smacked to short, thrown on to first, and Pittsburgh will go bottom 6 as this game remains scoreless. Typically, the games start out slow, it appears, against Colorado, and then they pick up in the later innings, and we're kind of in that position right now as Feliz has thrown 19 pitches. That's going to be it for him. And Beck Way, I think, will have to come in. You wonder when you'll deploy Nick Mears, as that's somebody that fans are definitely wanting to see. Just one appearance so far in the playoffs. Brett DeGeis also warming. Could be an option. Gonzalez is that lefty, but he has struggled, and Brandon Clark's control has me nervous. So we'll go ahead and keep playing here. And Naya will tap this one to first, and Pittsburgh just cannot figure out Dave Nichols, who's at just 78 pitches through 5 1/3. As Lasters, the catcher, will come in. And this one is hit deep in the hole to third. Throw on. Lasters not fleet of foot. And Rayner throws him out. And so now Morris coming in on a 1-2 count. And he strikes out swinging. And Nichols has 8 Ks as we go top 7, still 0-0. Brett DeGeis will come in to face 7, 8, 9. That's Gaines, Romo, and Salgado. And here is the first pitch of the top of the 7th inning. And this one's going to be hit well to left. It'll be a leadoff single for Gaines as he took out the first pitch he saw. Now Drew Romo will come in. You wonder if the bunt may be on here, as Nick Mears may begin to warm. And same with Way. On a 2-0 count, the bunt has been placed down, and they will get Romo at first, but Gaines will go to second. And so that was the expectation for the bunt there, the small ball. Now facing Salgado is DeGeis. Big at bat here, 1 out, runner on second, 0-0. 0-2 count. Here's the pitch, and he strikes out swinging, a big K there. And now Collazo will come in. And do you go to Beck Way? Dials on deck. We'll take a look here at some of the numbers. Looks like Collazo, we're facing a righty regardless. We'll look at just some of these numbers here. He certainly hit lefties better than righties. They bring in somebody just a bit stronger overall, though. You have to consider that right now, as we might go to Beck Way. Can DeGeis try to get out of it? That's going to be the question overall. And so, if I kind of mull this one over, Way has been a little up and down. We may leave DeGeis in and try to pitch around. That may be the approach here. And so we'll give that a shot. 1-0 to Collazo. Hits this one to left, and it's going to get down, and it's going to score the run. And Colorado goes up 1-0 here in the top of the 7th inning. Oh, man. And DeGeis, is he going to stay in here? You consider it, just because Way's not as strong against lefties. So he's going to stay in, and Nick Mears is still warming. Does Mears come in, though, to try to limit the damage? That may be an option. And so we're going to go to Nick Mears to try to get out of this one, as the runner's going to take off. A strong throw from Lasters, and Collazo is out. And so that's how this one will end. Mears did not have to throw a pitch, I don't believe. He's going to come in to throw the top half of the 8th. And maybe I should have had Mears come in to face Collazo. That might have been the better idea. He was not fully warm, but I could have done the mound visit, I suppose. So that might have been a miscalculation, as Nichols will come in and pitch with the lead. Full count to Brian Reynolds, and he strikes out looking. Nichols is hurt, and he's got to come out. And so that is certainly a development, a hand injury to Nichols, as we got to take a look at that here. He's got a blister that's going to limit him, I clicked the wrong name, for a week. And so that is certainly notable. But right now, Dylan Ross will come in. We faced him already a couple times, twice in the series, both in Game 1 and Game 2. He's allowed a couple of hits and walks, but is not allowed a run, as Rowan Kelly will step in. He's got a single today. Pittsburgh just 1 hit. That was from Kelly. And this one's hit weakly to second. Throw in time. And there's 2 away. Rockies closers Alex Barrera. He's a little tired. We'll see if they deploy him. They get this win. Obviously, it's going to be pivotal. And so Delphin Ramirez will step in. Power in his bat. This one is hit in the air, but out to left and caught by Kling. And now Mears did have 1 pitch to Dial. He'll face him again. Dial struck out twice today. And make it 3. And now facing Kling, the righty, 2-2. Mears looks and gets the sign from Lasters, and he'll strike out Kling. And then Amador, full count, payoff pitch. This one may be inside. Amador swung on to third. Morris gloves it and throws on to first. And the Pirates will go to the bottom of the eighth. Barrera will come in despite being a bit tired. Mears is going to be done here. And so we're going to have to get somebody else going. It's going to have to be probably Beck Way. Probably going to be the option here. Potentially Brandon Clark as well. He is better against lefties. And Carcione will come in. And do you make a change? I don't know if you do right here or not, but you need that extra base hit. I don't know if Encarcione's going to be able to provide that. Today he is 0 for 2, put the ball in play twice. We do have A. Cornero and Alex Vega as options right now. Vega has not been that impressive, though, in the playoffs, and neither has A. Cornero. He struck out quite a bit, and so as I kind of mull the decision right now, I think you have to kind of go for broke here and get that extra base hit. And so A. Cornero is going to come in, and it's going to either be a strikeout or something really good. As it's a 2-2 count. Barrera looks in. Here's the pitch, and this one inside, and A. Cornero not swinging a good bat, and so the pinch hit change does not work out as Amaya comes in. Bottom 8, 1 out. Colorado up 1-0 in the game, up 2-0 in the series, trying to make it 3-0. Full count, payoff pitch. This one hit to center, and it is caught by Gaines for out number 2. And now Dean Moss will step in, 0 for 2 today on a 2-2 count. And he'll look at strike 3 and will go top 9. And so defensive replacement will be needed. We're going to bring in actually... don't want to do that right now. We'll leave A. Cornero. What I want to do here, A. Cornero. You got Moss as a right fielder. Moss is going to go to... Oh, wait. No, can't do that. Can't do that. A. Cornero is just going to go to right field then. That's going to have to be the decision. And we're going to go with Beck Way coming in for Nick Mears to face Ruiz, Rayner, and Gaines. As it's a full count, Pittsburgh trying to keep this at no more than a 1-run lead. And this one's going to be shot past Morris for a leadoff single. And now Rayner coming in. 3-2 count. This one's hit well to left. This one's going back, and this one is gone as Bryce Rayner, the substitution for the ejected Arias, with a 2-run shot. It's 3-0 Colorado. You hear the boo birds out. They are loud right now. And that was even a righty-on-righty matchup. So for Beck Way, only allowed 7 home runs in the regular season. And now he's facing Gaines, and I think we're going to bring in Brandon Clark. If I can't do that. Got to face a third batter here, so Way will have to face Gaines, and this one hurts a lot. Gaines strikes out. Romo's coming in, and we're going to bring in Brandon Clark to face Romo, who will switch sides with Salgado on deck. And Pittsburgh in serious danger of going down 3-0 in the series, as there's 2 away. Now Salgado on a full count, nobody on, and Clark loses him and walks him. And Pittsburgh's bullpen is getting pretty short right now. Collazo will step in, and that one's going to get away, and the runner will advance to second, and Salgado will put himself in scoring position. And what do you do here? As we'll face Collazo, 1-1 count. This one's hit to center. Reynolds has it, gloves it. But Bryce Rayner's 2-run shot to left makes it 3-0 as we go bottom 9. The only upside here is that Barrera will probably be unavailable for tomorrow's game, but Colorado can rest on their laurels if they get 3 more outs, and they'll go up 3-0 in the series. Anaya is going to stay in, are considering some pinch-hitting situations. Pittsburgh will need something big to happen here, and that's not going to be the way to start, as Anaya strikes out swinging. And what do you do here? I think Alex Vega is going to come in. Blasters has hit well, but we're going to replace him. And the 1-0 from Barrera. This one hit to first. Diving play thrown away, though. And so similar to what happened earlier to Pittsburgh, and throwing error from first to the pitcher, that's going to be the E on Ruiz. And now Kaimani Morris will come in. 1 out, 1 on. Barrera is pretty tired, but he will stay in on a 1-2 count. Morris hits this one well to right. This one going back, and you can light the candle. A 2-run shot for Kaimani Morris, and Pittsburgh's not done yet. But you just hate to allow that home run to Rayner. Otherwise, we could be walking off a game right now and change the complexion of the series. But Pittsburgh finally getting a hit, and Barrera's going to be chased as Ochoa will come in. He pitched in game number 2. Might have closed that one out through just 5 pitches and struck out the batter that he faced. And so now it's Reynolds, Brian Reynolds coming in. He's 0 for 3 today, has 2 home runs in the postseason, including one in game number 2, a 3-run shot to put Pittsburgh up 4-1. 3-1 to Reynolds. Pittsburgh, the fans on their feet. Here is the pitch. Reynolds chops this one to the pitcher, the throw on, and Reynolds beats it out. Infield single, and Pittsburgh has the tying run on base. Do you consider a pinch run situation? Reynolds is older, he's 37, but he can still run a little bit. Could it be Williams? Could it be Carranza? It may be Carranza here to replace Ryan Reynolds, although who would become my center fielder? I really wouldn't have anybody because Encarnacion has already been used, and so I think we of course need to tie the game. The speed difference is not so significant that it's going to make me pull Reynolds off the base paths. Ochoa, no chance to steal on Romo. And so Rowan Kelly, 1 for 3, has a single to left today. He's had a hot bat in the playoffs and a lot of hope in his heart. And so here we go. 1 out, 1 on, 3-2, bottom 9, Colorado trying to take a 3-0 series lead. Full count. Kelly hits this one, pops it up, and it will be caught by the right fielder. That's Nick Dial. He's got good range, and so Pittsburgh down to their last out. It's Delfin Ramirez. He's got some power. He's 0 for 3 today. Here's the pitch on a 1-2 count. He strikes out swinging, and Pittsburgh drops game 3, 3-2. Well, that one certainly hurt a lot. Pittsburgh with the home run in the 9th inning, then got Reynolds on, couldn't advance him, and Colorado takes game 3, 3-2 as they go up in the NLCS 3-0. Colorado 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. Pittsburgh 2 runs, 3 hits, and an error as well. 4 of the game's 5 runs coming in the 9th innings. It was Rayner with a 2-run shot, and then Morris with a 2-run shot. But Pittsburgh close, but not close enough, striking out 13 times. Dave Nichols, a beautiful performance, only hampered by that blister that knocked him out. 6 1/3, 1 hit, 1 walk, 9 Ks. And for Pittsburgh, Dylan Lesko has yet to allow a run in the playoffs. 4 2/3, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 6 Ks. Maybe should have put in Mears earlier for DeGeis, and then Beckway allowing that 2-run home run hurt quite a bit. And so Pittsburgh now will have to reverse sweep the Rockies in order to advance to the World Series. We'll take a quick look here after advancing the day and then take you out to game number 4 at the playoff tree. Houston is over Kansas City 3-1, so it appears the Astros are on the verge of making it back to the World Series. Both teams, the Royals and Astros, have been to the World Series over the last 15 years or so in this realm of the out-of-the-park world. For Pittsburgh, Christopher Cruz is not ready, and so it'll have to be Joakim Bell, and he's not as strong against lefties. We'll be facing Tony Brown, who's got a very similar profile to Nichols, and frankly, in some ways, even better. Former first overall pick of the 2029 MLB draft. And so we'll get ready here and just see what we can do. We're going to leave it all on the line today, that is for sure. As we'll take a quick look. It is a lefty, and so there is kind of, got some guys that can hit lefties well enough overall. Vega, though, is not going to be one of those guys. That's for sure. As we'll put Williams in. That looks fine. Lasters will be the catcher. We're going to put, I don't know how well. We'll put a Lasters in the 8-hole. He can hit lefties a bit better. So, how is Nick Mears look? He's at 85%. Let's see, Beck Way. It's trying to find some relievers you really trust. Feliz, but facing some more of these lefties makes it trickier. But we'll take you out to game number 4 at PNC Park. Pittsburgh's gotta have it. All right, here's the series. Colorado leading 3-0, winning 6-3, 8-5, and 3-2. And so if they win, they advance, and they will have a chance to sweep Pittsburgh today. As Joakim Bell taking the hill, former Pirates first-round pick, will face Collazo. And getting ready here as Pittsburgh just trying to put it, like I said earlier, all on the line. It's 3-0, so time to go big or go home as Collazo strikes out and Dial's trying to send Pittsburgh home. The ex-Pirate takes Bell yard, and it's 1-0 just like that. Wow. Paxton Kling coming in now. As can Colorado play with the lead the entire time? It's possible. Kling hits a single into left. Bell is not as strong against lefties. Now has to face Amador, and you're not facing a righty the rest of the way. You're facing lefties and switch hitters. And so Bell's hook may be pretty quick today, unfortunately. And Pittsburgh's really up against it here, facing a quality pitcher in the lefty Tony Brown. A chance to turn 2. Pittsburgh cannot. They will get the lead at second. So Amador reaches on the fielder's choice, and now Ruiz will come in, and that's going to skip past Anaya at second base. Runner's going to go to third, and he is safe. And so put runners at the corners facing Arias, who was tossed in the last game. And now we'll face Bell, a chance to add to their lead. And this one's going to be poked to third. Morris has it. Nice snag there by the second baseman. And Pittsburgh allows the solo shot to Nick Dial, as Colorado leads it 1-0. That was a nice job by Anaya to handle that high throw from Morris for the third out. Brian Reynolds will lead things off for Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh's offense has been subdued in this series, and that's what makes Colorado such a force, winning 106 games in the regular season. Great offense and great starting pitching. Ernesto A. Cornero's had his problems this series, but facing the lefty, and with a big bat, we're going to try it, a full count, and he will draw the walk. There is one weakness to Brown's game. He has issued some walks, and he struggled in his previous outings, it appears, with an ERA close to 9. That was in a start against Milwaukee, allowing 6 earned. We'll see if he can bounce back. Ramirez full count, and he will draw the walk. And do want to remember the Rockies are without their closer, maybe without their closer. He's at 38% right now. I've not seen too many different names out of their pen. As Dean Moss coming in to face the lefty on a 1-2 count. 1 out, Colorado up 1-0. And Moss hits this to second, and they will turn 2. And so the walks do not hurt the Rockies, as we'll go top 2. Now it's Gaines facing Bell. Gaines had a home run, I believe, in that last game, if I remember the names correctly. as he grounds out to short. Now bringing up Romo. And again, Bell's day may be pretty quick just because of all these lefties, and Bell's not that great versus them. We just had no other starting options, as we've gotten back-to-back ground outs to short. Full count to Salgado. This one will be a diving play and not in time. A great chance and it try by Amaya, but he cannot beat out Salgado, who's got above average speed. And now the Pirates will face Collazo as the runner will go, and the throw is going to be late and get past the second baseman, and Salgado is going to go to third as Laster's throw well off the mark, evidently. And now Salgado goes from infield single to third base just like that. And now Bell has to retire Collazo. 2-2 the pitch. This one dribbled weakly to short. The throw is, bobbled by Amaya. You don't see him making many errors, and that's a costly one. It's 2-0 Colorado, and that may be the run support they need. Nick Dial coming in, who took Bell to right field for a solo shot in the first inning. The runner's going to go here, and Laster's throw is not in time, and Pittsburgh really struggling here to start with 2 errors already in this inning. 2-2 to Dial. The pitch. This one hit too short. The throw is in time, but the Rockies take advantage of multiple Pirates blunders and go up 2-0, bottom 2 for Tony Brown, facing Williams, who had a big 2-run shot in the NLDS against the Mets, but he'll strike out here. Now Anaya, he's behind 1-2. This one hit weakly to second. Caught by Amador, fielded by Amador, thrown on to Ruiz for out number 2. Morris coming in. He's 1-0 in the count, and this one's going to be dribbled back to the pitcher. Brown has it, high throw. Ruiz snags it, and the Pirates go 1-2-3. Now facing Kling. This one hit well to center. Reynolds goes to his right, our left, and makes the catch for out number 1. Now facing Amador, 0 for 1 today, but hitting .344 in the postseason, and he'll add to it as that one skips past the shortstop. And Ruiz coming in. The lefty, he's 1 for 1 today. 1-2, 1 out. This one's hit to left as the left fielder, that should be Williams back there, or A. Cornero, excuse me. It's Williams in right, A. Cornero in left, makes the catch for out number 2. And the Reyes coming in, 2 out, 1 on. Bell, the pitch. This one hit well to right. It's going to be caught right at Williams. And so Bell works his first clean inning in terms of not allowing a run, although the errors really shouldn't be charged to Bell. But we'll go 8-9-1 with Lasters, Amaya, and Reynolds at the top of the order, as Lasters behind here 1-2. And he strikes out on the outside half of the plate. Amaya coming in. Pittsburgh's offense has been very quiet at home so far, but Amaya will get the first hit of the day, a single smacked in the left field over the shortstop Salgado's head. And now Brian Reynolds, acquired from LA at the deadline, and has been really strong in the postseason, but strikes out there on a big cut. Now A. Cornero had to walk his first at bat behind 1-2, and he will join Reynolds and strike out swinging. Pittsburgh not showing a good eye here, as we'll go top 4. It's 2-0 Colorado. And see if the bullpen may start to shift and move around here. Bell facing Gaines. Bell has settled in, but I just don't know how long he's going to get to go today. Full count to Romo, the catcher, and he will draw the walk. That one inside. Pittsburgh's bullpen is going to start to move around. Just not entirely sure who I want to get warming. Probably Salinas and maybe a lefty as well. Gonzalez has been tough to trust, but we'll get him moving around. Bell facing Salgado on a full count. This one hit to third with the runner going. There will be no double play. Runner is out at first. Salgado is retired. Romo at second. 2 outs. Colorado up 2, now facing Collazo, who is 0 for 2 today. The pitch, and Collazo grounds to short. Amaya has it, and Pittsburgh still down 2-0 as we go bottom 4. Elfin Ramirez coming in. That may be it for Bell. I'll have to kind of think about the bullpen use here. Yeah, probably going to be it for Bell. Dial took him yard last time. And so we're going to get probably Salinas going. I know that's pretty quick on Bell. Not all his fault, but just don't have a good feeling about that. And we'll kind of bullpen it the rest of the way. But 2-2 to Ramirez, who pokes this one into right. Dial coming in and has the catch. Route number 1. 50 pitches for Tony Brown. And he's following the Dave Nichols playbook as Dean Moss comes in and looks at strike 3. And Moss may have to be subbed out here at some point. I'm not sure about him hitting in cleanup spot today. Maybe the wrong choice overall. Julian Williams struck out his first at bat. Will hit this one into the gap out towards the notch. Should be extra bases for Williams, and he'll have himself a 2-out double standing up. And so Pittsburgh has their first extra base hit of the day. And Anaya, he's 0 for 1 with a strikeout, will come in to face Brown. And this one's hit in the air. Shallow, left fielder has it. And Kling makes the grab. And so the double does little and really nothing for Pittsburgh. We'll go top 5 and make a decision here on Bell. And we're going to go ahead and bring in Salinas, as Bell's day is done after just 4 innings. A bit quick of a hook, but you get that when you're facing elimination, as Dial will strike out, but a swinging strike as that one is dropped, and he'll be there on a wild pitch. And so Pittsburgh's defense has been normally good, especially in the postseason. It has been poor today. As you wonder about some loss of focus, as Kling will get down. Dial's going to chase and race for third. He'll be in there. And people are questioning whether or not removing Bell was the right idea, but really should have been a strikeout, as Amador will come in on a 1-0 count. Runner's going to go. Laster's throw is not in time, and they've stolen multiple times on Laster's today, who has a good arm. Salinas' hold runners rating is not ideal. And it's already going pretty wrong here for the Pittsburgh Pirates. As Salinas will face the lefty Amador in the game. And may pitch around. It's already a 2-0 count, though. We'll just kind of go at him and see what happens. Infield playing in. Amador has it. Everyone will have to hold. And Ramirez steps on the bag for out number 1. And now Gonzalez not ready yet, and so Salinas will probably have to face Ruiz. And runners on second and third, 1 out, top 5. Colorado up 2-0, looking to sweep the Pirates with a win today. And so we're gonna just probably have to pitch to him. 1-2, and that one gets away, and the runner is gonna score. It's Dial coming around as Pittsburgh continues to play their version of Little League Baseball. Now Colorado up 3-0. Full count now. Ruiz up the middle, and it's 4-0 as the Rockies are pouring it on in this game. As Pittsburgh's had multiple errors and multiple wild pitches. And I guess Gonzalez will come in now to face Ariz, who will switch sides. Now 1-0, as Gonzalez has struggled in the postseason. And this one tapped to second. They'll get the double play. A nice turn from Anaya to Amaya to Ramirez. But Colorado adding 2. And this lead looks almost insurmountable right now, as Morris will try to lead things off. Pittsburgh struggling here, especially these last 2 games. Morris called out on strikes. Laster's 3-0. He'll draw the walk. That's the third of the day issued by Tony Brown, who overall has been in control of this game, allowing just 2 hits and striking out 6. Now ahead of Amaya, and he'll strike him out on the fastball. That's his 7th K of the game. As Brian Reynolds, 2 out, 1 on, 3-0. And Reynolds will draw the walk, and so Brown has had some issues with the control, as A. Cornero has to make him pay. He's 0 for 1 today with just 2 hits and 16 at-bats in the postseason, as it's 1-2 to A. Cornero, and this one hit to third, past the third baseman. That could be extra bases. 1 run will score. Will Reynolds test it? He will come home as well. The throw will be not made, and it's a 2-out RBI double for Ernesto A. Cornero, as the Pirates cut the Rockies' lead in half, finally get to Tony Brown, as he allows 2 runs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Now Delphin Ramirez 0 for 1 today, full count payoff pitch, and he will draw the walk, as Brown has struggled this inning, now at 83 pitches, facing Dean Moss, who has not been particularly strong against lefties, and have to find somebody who might be, and it may be Encarnacion coming in to try to handle that, and kind of wonder if Moss should have been in that situation in the first place, but he'll come in, try to put the ball in play. Runners on first and second, 2 outs, bottom 5, Colorado up 4-2 in Game 4 of the NLCS. 3-1 count, here's the pitch. And he will draw the walk, and the bases are full of buccos. Brown staying in despite walking, I believe, 3 this inning. And now Julian Williams will come in. Hit a 2-run home run. One of only 2 hits he has here in the postseason. The other coming earlier today. He's 1 for 2. Now facing Brown. Bases loaded. A Let's Go Bucks chant happening in the background, as Pittsburgh trying to get back in this game. Here's the pitch to Williams. This one hit well. This one's going back. The center fielder is not able to make the catch. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. A 3rd run is coming home. He'll round, and he is in ahead of the tag. A bases clearing double for Julian Williams. Pittsburgh ahead 5-4. What a couple of moments for this rookie. The 2-run home run in the bottom of the 8th of Game 1 against the Mets, and then the bases clearing double in this elimination Game 4 against Colorado. Julian Williams, what a couple of moments from him. Certainly a guy that hits so well against lefties. That's why he's in the lineup and proves it there. But there is so much more work to be done, as Pittsburgh has a long ways to go. But they do have the lead, 5-4, bottom 5. This inning will continue. Williams at second. Alex Anaya, he's 0 for 2 today, will face Brown. 3-0 count. And another walk, and they got to take Brown out at some point, you would think. He's going to stay in despite walking 7. I believe that's his 4th walk of the inning. And he's given up the lead. Kaimani Morris coming in. Can Pittsburgh continue to take advantage? I believe they batted around this inning. Morris struck out his last time up. He's 0 for 2 today, but hitting .379 in the postseason with 3 home runs. 2 of them to left field. 0-2 count, he falls behind, and he strikes out swinging, and so Brown finally gets out of it, but not after Pittsburgh takes a 5-4 lead. That was from the A. Cornero double, and then Williams with a bases clearing double. So we're top 6. Crazy game so far. Gonzalez will stay in and face the bottom of the order. It'll be Gaines, Romo, and Salgado. How much do we trust Gonzalez? Not significantly. And so our bullpen will already begin to move around in case. And I am really kind of feeling the anxiety of the moment right now, as Gonzalez will look into Lasters and strike out Gaines for the first out. Now facing Romo, the catcher. This one is floated, a fly ball into pretty shallow center, and Reynolds has it. And what I want to do here, Encarnacion's our DH. Okay, yeah, I'm just kind of thinking through some of the potential substitutions later in this game. Rowan Kelly could come in for A. Cornero a bit later, but we're a ways away from that point, as Gonzalez will face Salgado on a full count. Lots of those this series, and Salgado will draw the walk, and so that may be it for him, as we're going to get Feliz in the face Jose Colazo. And so Feliz will come in. It's going to be definitely a put-together, MacGyvered bullpen kind of game. So runner on first, 2 outs to face Collazo. He's 0 for 3 today with just a .179 average here in the postseason. As it's 2-2, Feliz gets the sign from Lasters. Here's the pitch, and he strikes out swinging a big K from Rafael Feliz. And we'll go bottom 6. Question is, how do you manage the bullpen the rest of the way with all these lefties in the lineup? Mears will certainly be, you would think, used at some point today. Robertson, the fly ball tendency is certainly the concern with him, despite decent movement overall. Beckway has had some difficult outings, and he's a bit tired. Brandon Clark is another lefty with control issues, so Feliz may have to stay in a little bit longer here as Lasters will remain in the game, as Tony Brown is in the game. I didn't even notice that. For some reason, they said 7 walks. Let's try to keep this one going. The bullpen for Colorado is in decent shape, but they are really relying hard on their starters. Their bullpen guys they've gone to, and Ross and Barrera are a bit tired, Barrera especially. But we'll play on. Rene Lasters on a 2-2 count. And that one strikes him out on the breaking ball. And finally, he'll come out, and a new pitcher that we'll see for the first time this series. And Brandon, I think it's a silent P, will say Fat will come in. That's a heck of a last name, as he had a 3.66 ERA in 113 innings with Colorado this year, mixing between starter and what appears to be long relief. He faced Pittsburgh in September, and that last series went 2 2/3. He's only pitched one other time since September 20th and has not pitched in 8 days. So he will come in, the righty, to face Amaya on a 1-0 count. And so Tony Brown's day is done, allowing 5 runs. As Amaya hits this sharply past the diving Amador, it'll be a 1-out single, as that was who was that? That was Amaya, shortstop, past the shortstop, Salgado. I keep saying Amador. I'm getting my infielders mixed up here. I apologize. Do you consider potentially running, not on that hold runner's rating, as Reynolds will step in, 2-2 count. Reynolds not as sharp today. He strikes out on the slider. And now A. Cornero, who hit the double that got the bottom half of the 5th inning started, will step in with Amaya on second, a 2-2 count. And he'll check his swing but be rung up by the home plate umpire, and will go top 6. Pittsburgh still up just a run. If they can get through this inning, then you would consider a 2-out or 2-inning, 6-out save situation for Nick Mears, who did pitch yesterday, but we're going to have to push the envelope today as bullpen options. Mears may have to even get warmed up right now, to be frank with you. So Feliz coming in to face Dial, who has a solo home run today. This one's hit well to left. A. Cornero, good range, despite less than stellar defensive play. And you wonder about defensive subs, too. Probably an option there. Maybe I should have done that, because A. Cornero is not going to come up for a little while. And that's probably going to be what I'm going to do right now. Brown, the lefty, is out. And so Kelly will come in to replace. And now Paxton Kling in the game. This one hit to left. Kelly, welcome into the game. I could have kept Kelly on the bench for a pinch hit situation. That was an option, but too late now. And so Amador coming in, 2 outs, nobody on, full count. This one hit to third. Morris has it. The throw on to Ramirez is true and strong. And Colorado goes down 1-2-3. As we're probably going to get Mears going for the 6-out save opportunity. Feliz at 20 pitches. There is a game tomorrow where Mears may not be available, but we'll deal with tomorrow's problems tomorrow if there is a tomorrow. Pittsburgh down 3-0 in this best of 7 series. First of 4 advances to the World Series in 2032, facing likely the Astros as they lead Kansas City 3-1 in the ALCS. Ramirez coming in after that great rendition of the 7th inning stretch, and they take me out to the ball game, as Brandon P, we'll call him, will stay in the game to face Ramirez and Carcione and Williams. Ramirez pretty quiet today, does have a walk, and this one dribbled to short. Salgado has it, and he beats out the relatively slow-footed first baseman Ramirez. Encarnacion, 0 for 4 in the postseason. He replaced Moss earlier and drew a walk. He'll come in to face Brandon P this time. This one hit over the first baseman's head, and so the first playoff hit for Alex Encarnacion in his for an entire career, the young career that it's been so far, I believe in his second season. Now facing Julian Williams here to hit lefties. He'll have to probably stay in against the righty. That's where you could have brought in a Rowan Kelly, but that's the situation we're at today. 3-1 to Williams. This one floated to left and caught route number 2. And now Anaya coming in, and Nick Mears has to make sure he's ready to go. 1-1 to him. This one hit well to left. This one going back out towards the left field wall, and this one is gone. You can light the candle for Alex Anaya. 4-0-3 to left into the bleachers, and Pittsburgh now up 7-4. A big 2-out shot by Alex Anaya, the second baseman. He's got 2 huge home runs this year. One against the Mets that went over the batter's eye in center. Both of his home runs have been hit at PNC Park. And that's a big moment there. As Morris coming in. He struck out a couple times today. Looks to be aggressive here. And this one is poked, and this one could get down. Left fielder coming in, and he makes the catch. That's Kling. But Pittsburgh plates 2 off the home run as they go top 8. And Nick Mears is going to come in to try to get the 6-out save. Ruiz, Arias, and Gaines due up. A full count to start. Mears will look to Lasters. This one hit sharply to short, thrown onto first for out number 1. And now Arias coming in. This one hit again sharply to second. High throw. Ramirez grabs it for out number 2. Now facing Jose Gaines. 0 for 3 today, but hitting a cool .353 in the postseason with a pair of home runs. He'll look at strike 3, and so it's quick work by Nick Mears. As we'll go bottom 8, Pittsburgh will try to add to it. There's 13 pitches for Mears in the inning. It'll be Lasters, Amaya, and Reynolds due up as Brandon P. will stay in. And so Lasters swings, hits this one hard to third. A nice play by the third baseman, Arias, in that hot corner to retire Lasters, but him being a catcher gave him extra time to throw the runner out. Now Amaya hitting .231 in the postseason, 2 for 3 today, stepping into the batter's box. This one's got distance out towards the gap in right center. Extra bases for Alex Amaya, and he will have a stand-up double as Pittsburgh will try to add to their lead. And Brian Reynolds will try to bring him home. He's 0 for 3 today with 2 Ks, and so a chance to break that streak. And they're going to intentionally walk Reynolds. Interesting decision based on Reynolds' struggles today. To face Rowan Kelly, who is very good against righties, and so I'm not entirely sure the calculation there, but we'll take it. Runners first and second, 1 out. Pittsburgh up 7-4, bottom 8 in this game 4 of the NLCS. Colorado leading 3-0. Kelly, the lefty, hitting .304 in the postseason. Defensively subbed in for Ernesto A. Cornero, who had a big 2 RBI double earlier today and then was replaced. And now Kelly coming in. 1-0. Here's the pitch. And Kelly grounds to second, and they can turn 2. And so the intentional walk to Reynolds works as Kelly is doubled up. And we'll go top 9. Pittsburgh up 7-4. It'll be Romo, Salgado, and Collazo due up for the Rockies. They need 3 runs to tie, 4 to take the lead. As Mears will stay in. He'll strike out Romo swinging on the changeup. And Salgado stepping in. 2-1 count. He's 1 for 2 today. Hit weakly. Mears has it on to Ramirez for the second out. And now facing Collazo. 2 out, nobody on. Colorado down to their final out. and he's 0 for 4 today. The pitch, this one dribbled. Mears has it, throw on to first, not in time, and called an infield single, and that will bring up Nick Dial. As our bullpen will have to immediately start kind of moving around as Dial facing Mears. 1-2 count. Here is the pitch. He strikes out swinging, and Pittsburgh will survive and play on and force a game number 5, 7-4 over Colorado. Pittsburgh winning the first game of their NLCS series, 7-4 over the Rockies. Pittsburgh 7 runs on 8 hits and 2 errors. Sloppy early on in this game, no question about that. Colorado 4 runs, 8 hits, and no errors, but a bunch of walks by their starting pitcher, Tony Brown, as Julian Williams and Amesto, a Cornero, a couple of big doubles in this one, as Pittsburgh clawed their way back after being down 4-0 to take this one 7-4. 8 walks the Pittsburgh drew in this game, and for Colorado, just a little less impressive today. As Tony Brown, 5 1/3, 4 hits, 5 earned, 7 walks, 9 Ks. He got into a bunch of trouble late in the game, and Brandon P. came in and had his struggles. Jochen Bell pitched well. I took him out early. I certainly can be critiqued for that. He went 4 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned. That was the solo shot to Dial. Struck out just 2, though. Salinas did not do well. Gonzalez pitched better. Feliz did well, and Nick Mears earning the 2-out, or the 2-inning, I should say. Keep messing that up. Save. He struck out 3, allowed just 1 hit. Anaya named player of the game after his 2-run home run. And so Nick Mears have to question his availability for this next game. But again, you just deal with it and you move on. And so we'll play game number 5 in this one. We'll take a quick look at the bullpen. Christopher Cruz, our ace, will be on the mound. But Pittsburgh, the first step in a large mountain to climb. We're kind of at base camp right now, climbing Mount Everest. And this will be obviously a longer video for you guys, as kind of get my last playing in before football season starts up for me. I know most of you guys are watching for the football content, and there is plenty of that coming. I promise you of that, but we're going to have some fun here. And get ready for game number 5, and we'll face Keegan Batka, who we saw in game 1. He went 5 innings, allowed 10 hits, but only 3 runs, 2 home runs, no walks, and struck out 9. And I'll check my email here really quickly. Oh, interesting scouting discovery here. Always request a report to get a higher level of accuracy. Check out the ALCS, as it's 3-2. Kansas City trying to claw their way back just like us. We're trying to match KC's mark now, as Christopher Cruz will be the guy for us here. In that game 1, I should say, he went 4 2/3, 7 hits, just allowed 1 run. That was a home run, 1 walk, 6 Ks. Who was the home run to? It was, not entirely sure who it was to. Colorado. It was either to Amador. No, it was Gaines, excuse me. It does say who the pitcher was there, so it was Jose Gaines. Our bullpen, what is Mears at? 38%. That is less than ideal. He may be able to come in to get an out or 2. Feliz at 49%. Salinas at 69%. Beck Way has really struggled, though, here in the postseason. You may have to turn to him, and DeGeis. We'll just see how long Cruz can go. Obviously, we're going to give him an opportunity to pitch as long as he possibly can. So, facing a righty here. Go out there and play the game. And check the lineups and what I want to try to accomplish here. I may have Encarnacion stay in. Batka, who was in the lineup for us? I don't know if I can even see that right now. Let me see what the lineup was for us in that first game we had in. It was a Cornero struck out 3 times, and then Vega struck out once. I don't know if that was against Batka or not. Probably not, considering how late that appears to have been. So we're going to try. Let's look at Batka's rating splits here. He's worse against lefties. So yeah, Encarnacion's going to start this one. Going to go ahead and hit play game. And it's just a matter where I want to put these guys in the lineup. Dean Moss against a righty. I guess we'll stay in. I want to keep going with Last, who's behind the plate. Going to continue to roll with that for our best defense, although Lasters was a mess this previous game, but we're going to give him another chance. Everything else looks, it's just really Vega versus Moss. What has Moss been doing? He's not been very sharp lately, but Vega's not been that great either. They're going to put in Vega for Dean Moss and move this around a little bit. Get the lefty against the righty and see how that goes. It's a bit of a risk, and Moss could come in as a defensive sub, but that's what we're going to try to accomplish right now. So we'll take you out. Still at PNC Park, a night game. Over 38,000 here on a chilly day, 45 degrees. Wind blowing out. That's notable. Colorado trying to win this one. Pittsburgh trying to make it a 3-2 series. Let's find out what happens. Welcome to PNC Park for this pivotal game number 5 of the 2032 NLCS. It'll be Christopher Cruz facing Jose Collazo to start things off. Colorado looking to advance to the World Series. Pittsburgh trying to keep this one going. There is a day off after this game, although it may be a day off for a long time if Pittsburgh cannot win this one, as Cruz will strike out Collazo to start. I forgot to check the lineup for the Rockies. Salgado has moved up. Dial has moved down. The names look all the same, though, just in different places. And so that is nice to see that the computer has a different change there, as this one's hit to center. Reynolds coming in and makes the catch on the line drive. That was Salgado. As now Kling will come in, hitting in 1/3 of his at-bats this year. Behind in the count 0-2. Cruz will deliver and strike out Paxton Kling, and so we'll go bottom one. As Morris has been our leadoff hitter throughout this series. He's been very strong. Struck out a couple times against Brown in the last game, but now facing Batka, who led off game 1. Just a rematch of that. And Morris continues his strong starts out towards the wall. Extra bases for Kaimani Morris. He'll slide into second with a leadoff double. And so a nice start there. As Reynolds will come in. Struggled yesterday. We'll try to bring Morris home. He's behind 1-2. And he looks at strike number 3. So he's starting to scuffle here. As Kelly, defensive sub yesterday, hits this one to center. And it will be over the head of the center fielder. Morris will round third. He will score. And Rowan Kelly has a one-out double to give Pittsburgh the lead. 1-0 in the bottom of the first inning. Delfin Ramirez coming in. Had a walk yesterday, but was overall quiet against the lefty. Now facing the righty. Back of that one inside. Jammed Ramirez. Kelly will have to hold. Throw on the first in time. And there are 2 gone. As Encarnacion coming in. As he came off the bench yesterday and had a hit. 2-2 count. The pitch. And he strikes out. Don't see that often. But Pittsburgh getting on the board as Kelly driving in Morris will go top 2. Now facing Amador on a full count to lead things off. That one outside, not close, and it's a walk. As Nick Dial facing his former teammate Cruz. This one hit sharply to first. Ramirez steps on the bag to throw to second, not in time. And so they will get Dial at first, but Amador and Cruz is hurt, and he's got to come out of the game. And that is the last thing that we needed. He's got a diagnosis pending on his leg. And that is painful in so many ways, more than one. And I don't have any great long relief options. Robertson can do it. I really don't want to pitch Luke Robertson, though, if I can avoid it. And with our bullpen already in less than ideal shape, for Cruz to come out this early is really, really tough overall. Not even sure how this works in terms of him being cold. As Cruz only goes 1 1/3 with a leg injury. I don't know what occurred there. He'll be running over to try to cover the bag at first. As Brett DeGeis will have to come in to face Arias with a runner on second and 1 away. 2-2 count. And Pittsburgh's going to have to really buckle down throughout the rest of this game. This one hit to first. Ramirez has it. Steps on the bag. Amador will advance to third. And now facing Ruiz. And man, this one, you thought Cruz was going to go a while, help out the bullpen. Now it's just trying not to allow Amador to come home 90 feet. Ruiz facing DeGeis. This one's hit to left. Kelly coming in. He'll call off Reynolds and make the catch. So Pittsburgh maintains their lead, but they lose Christopher Cruz for an undetermined amount of time with a leg injury. And so we'll go bottom 2, needing some offense today. That is for certain. Robertson may have to come in and pitch at some point, maybe on the bottom of the order. And so the guys, if he can go a couple innings, we'll try to piece this thing together. But with Mears not in great shape, the bullpen looking a bit light, the later stages of this game could certainly be an issue, as this one's hit to center, and looks like it's going to be right at the center fielder Gaines for out number 1. Vega coming in. He'll get the start today over Dean Moss, and he'll hit this one in the right field for a 1-out single. And so Pittsburgh's going to need the bats to play well today. Got a run in the first inning, the Kelly double that drove home Morris. Now Alex Anaya stepping in, hitting .231 in the postseason. This one roped up the middle. It'll be back-to-back singles. Runner will turn but hold at second. That's Vega. And so 2 out, 1 on for Rene Lasters, the catcher, hitting .286. But better versus lefties, and we're facing a righty right now. Lasters will step in. And this one's hit well to left. That will get down. Vega is going to have to hold, just because Kling's arm is too good and Vega is incredibly slow. So the base is full of Bucks. 1 out. Bottom 2, 1-0. With our starting pitcher, Christopher Cruz, injured. Morris in an even bigger spot than it normally would be. Facing Batka. 1-2 count, the pitch. This one hit, and this is going to get down. That's going to score 1 run. It'll score 2. Jaimani Morris with extra bases. It's going to be a 1-out double as Pittsburgh extends their lead 3-0 on a 1-2 count. A big clutch hit by Jaimani Morris, who continues to swing a hot bat. And Brian Reynolds coming in now. Pittsburgh already 6 hits through 1 1/3 innings. Reynolds has to add to this lead. He's not had a good couple of at-bats. Now 0-1 in the count. The ball will get away. The runner is going to come home and be ahead of the tag as Lasters, the catcher, scores. And we saw Pittsburgh's defensive issues, especially in the infield in this previous game, hurt them early. They found a way to overcome. Colorado will have to do the same. It's 4-0 Pittsburgh as Morris takes third. Reynolds staying in. It's a 1-1 count. Now 2-2. And this one is hit into right. It's going to get down. Morris will score. Pittsburgh up 5-0. Brian Reynolds, a big 1-out RBI single. As Batka, 33 pitches. Colorado's bullpen. Some different names. I'm not sure what's going on there. Their closer may be more available, but obviously they're down 5-0 right now. Rowan Kelly stepping in. 2-2 count. He'll strike out looking on the fastball. Now Ramirez will come in. Backus hold runner rating is a little below average. 2-2 to Ramirez, and he strikes out swinging, but Pittsburgh gets 4 more runs as they lead 5-0. And now DeGeis will come in to face Romo, Gaines, and Collazo at the top of the order. And Romo weakly hit to second, throw on to first for out number 1. As Gaines coming in, his first at bat of the night here in this Game 5. Colorado leading the series 3-1 as Anaya gets the second put out, the second assist, I guess it is, as he throws to Ramirez, who records the actual out. And now Jose Collazo. This one thrown outside, tapped into right field, and Brett DeGeis sets them down in order. We'll go bottom 3. Pittsburgh 5, Colorado 0. As I take inventory of this bullpen, Brett DeGeis just 12 pitches so far. And some of these guys will have to stretch. That's going to be the key today. And Carcione strikes out that one. Not sure if that was in the zone or not, but Drew Romo's ability to frame is very, very good. Alex Amaya behind now 0-2. This one hit to third, fielded and thrown on to first for the second out. As Batka tries to settle down, Vega 1 for 1 today will step in. This one grounded the first. It will be caught and fielded by Ruiz for out number 3. And facing Salgado, Kling, and Amador, 3-1. And this one is going to be past Ramirez at first. A leadoff single for Manny Salgado. Now facing Kling, 3-0 count, and the Geis is going to walk him on 4 pitches. And the Geis got off to a strong start and is now beginning to struggle, as we'll go out there and talk to him. Again, our bullpen not in an ideal spot today. Amador coming in, 2 on, nobody out, 5-0 in the top of the 4th. And this one's going to get away, and the bad pitches continue. And that one was low in the dirt and skipped away from Lasters. And so it's going from bad to worse right now, as this one's going to be past the second baseman. 1 run's going to score, 2 runs will come in, and Colorado takes a chunk out of Pittsburgh's lead. It's 5-2 off of the Ideal Amador single, and that's probably going to be it for Brett DeGeis, as Robier Salinas is going to come in, replacing DeGeis, replacing the injured Christopher Cruz. Salinas ahead in the count 0-2, and he will strike out Dial looking as Pittsburgh finally records the first out, needing 2 more, facing Arias. 1-2 count. He strikes out swinging this time, and now Salinas facing Ruiz on a 2-2 count. This one hit weakly to second, throw onto first in time, and Pittsburgh allows 2 runs but remains up 5-2. As Batka stays in for Colorado, and we'll have to decide what to do here with Salinas, who's thrown 12 pitches. Gonna have to probably use the entire bullpen today. It's looking like one of those games overall. And Salinas will probably start the 5th inning, but we'll have a pitcher ready to go, as I won't call anybody unavailable today in a situation, in a game, in circumstances like these. Adding more offense certainly would be nice. So Anaya coming in. This one grounded to short. Salgado has it for the first out of the bottom of the 4th. And so Lasters, the catcher, on a 3-1 count. Hopefully a red light here, but he'll swing, hit sharply too short, but he'll be retired just the same. And there's 2 outs, as we're going to get, it's going to have to be Beck Way warming in case. Kaimani Morris, 2 for 2 today with 2 RBIs. He's behind though. 1-2, and he strikes out on a bad swing inside, and we'll go top 5. Salinas staying in to face Romo to begin the inning. Their catcher. This one's hit back up the middle for a leadoff single. And Colorado trying to put something together. Now facing Gaines, as maybe Victor Gonzalez will have to warm as well. Runner's going to go. Laster's throw is going to be late. And another stolen base. That's Drew Romo, the catcher, doing that. And now facing Gaines, back to the action there. 1-2 count. That's going to be knocked down. No one will advance. 2-2 count now. And so Gaines on a full count. It's this one in the air. Right fielder coming in. That is Encarnacion for the first out. Salinas looking pretty gassed at this point. And it may be time to bring in Beck Way. And he's had his struggles, but I don't know how much Salinas really has left to give in this one. Maybe I try to go one more batter here. Those are the famous last words of every manager in this game. Collazo 0 for 2 today. And don't want to bring in a lefty here. So we're going to leave Salinas in and give it a shot. And this one's hit well to center, though Reynolds has plenty of room. Steps to his left and makes the catch. Runner will not tag. And it will be Salgado stepping in to face Salinas. 2 outs. Runner on second. Pittsburgh up 5-2, top 5. Salinas will stay in to face Salgado on an 0-2 count. He strikes out swinging a big K for Roybeer Salinas. And Pittsburgh remains ahead 5-2. That will be it, though, for Salinas. No question about that, but I don't know who I want to bring in here. Beck Way makes me nervous facing some of these lefties. but I don't have any great other options at this point, to be honest with you. I don't know how much more Salinas could really give me. Maybe he can give me the first batter, and I can try to bring in the lefty Gonzalez, although it's a switch hitter, Amador is. And he hits pretty well against lefties. That may have to be the MO. I don't know if I trust Brandon Clark at the top of the lineup here, so hopefully with a couple more runs at our back would be really nice. Brian Reynolds stepping in 2-2 count. This one's out towards the gap near the notch, and it should be a leadoff double for Brian Reynolds. And like I said, name of the game, adding runs, adding insurance. Pittsburgh still, of course, work to be done here. Rowan Kelly coming in, 1 for 2 with an RBI today. This one's going to get away, and Reynolds will advance to third on the high, wild pitch from Keegan Backa, who has struggled today but remains in the game through 4 innings. I'm constantly on my own bullpen watch right now. Kelly facing Backa. Infield in. This one hit to right. Should be able to score Reynolds. It's deep to right. Dial gloves it. Reynolds coming in. The throw is safe. Wasn't sure on the animation there. It looked ahead of the tag. But the outcome is all that matters. And so Reynolds with that leadoff double makes it 6-2, as we'll get the sac fly to Kelly. As we are going to try to leave Salinas in for one more batter. 1 out here. Ramirez stepping in. He's been pretty quiet lately. This one hit weakly to third. No throw, though, as Arias cannot make the play. And you can finally close the... shouldn't say close the book, but Backa is out. He is responsible for Ramirez. New pitcher coming in, a guy that we faced in the regular season, but not in the playoffs, Josh Hendrickson. We got to him in a 10-1 win on September 21st to close out the year. And so, first time he's pitched in a couple weeks. As Encarnacion, the lefty. Should I bring in maybe our lefty guy in a Cornero? It is a possibility. Could be also Julian Williams coming in. Encarnacion against lefties, not nearly as strong. I think we're going to make a change here. Let's look at Hendrickson. Yeah, we're going to make a change and bring in the pinch hitter, Ernesto A. Cornero, in the game. And then we lose some defense there, but Julian Williams is a potential substitute for us. So A. Cornero coming in to face Hendrickson, 0-1 count. Hendrickson's first playoff appearance, I think, and this one is popped up, and so A. Cornero can't do much with it, and it's an out number 2. As Amaya comes in, 2-2 count. This one smacked well to center, but caught for the third out. Pittsburgh grabs a run. They remain up 6-2. A. Cornero. Let's see, we have Kelly in left. I think we're going to bring in Julian Williams into right field as a defensive sub. That's going to be the plan of attack here. And in terms of the pitching staff, I think we're going to have Salinas try to face Kling, and then we'll bring in Gonzalez against Amador, Dial, and kind of go from there. And so Salinas trying to get one more out here. Can he do it? Kling is certainly a tough customer. This one's going to be hit to center, and it's going to be a leadoff single. And so Salinas cannot get the out. And his day is going to be done as Victor Gonzalez will come in to face Amador, who will switch sides. Nobody out, 1 on. Pittsburgh up 6-2. Here's the pitch from Gonzalez. And he strikes out Amador on the sinker. Now facing Dial, the true lefty. He's ahead 0-2. Dial check swing, but they ring him up for the second out. And Arias coming in, 0 for 2 today. This one hit well to right. Going back is Williams out towards the wall, and it is caught just at the edge of the track for a loud out number 3 as Pittsburgh preserves their lead 6-2. So lefty on lefty here for Vega, the DH. Potentially could make a substitution here, but I don't think we will. We'll save that in case we need a sub later in the game. So Vega will stay in. As Gonzalez threw 9 pitches, he probably will try to stay in to face the bottom of the order and all these lefties. And so Vega behind 1-2 to Hendrickson. And he strikes out, no big surprise there. Anaya coming in, 1 for 2 full count. And this one hit to left. That will get down at the feet of the left fielder. And that is Kling out there. So a 1-out single for Alex Anaya. Potentially, probably shouldn't run here. Blasters the catcher coming in. 0-1 count. This one hit well to left. This one going back at the wall, and you can light the candle. Rene Laster's 2-run shot. The plucky catcher takes Hendrickson yard, 388 to left. Pittsburgh has loved hitting out to left this year in the postseason, and the Pirates go up 8-2. We had been doing splits for a while behind the plate, but Lasters has been the catcher, and he hits lefties especially well, and you see it there. And so, Pittsburgh down 3-1 in the series, trying to make it 3-2. Still a ways to go. We're only bottom 6. Morris stepping in. Not as good against lefties. This one poked and popped up in the infield. The second baseman, Amador, calls off. And Hendrickson is hurt. Hold on. He's got to come out. So we've had some leg injuries to pitchers today. Cruz, who left after 1 and either a third or 2/3. And now Hendrickson. And so Luis Gomez will come in. He also pitched in that final regular season series against us, the Pirates, but has not pitched in the playoffs until today. And so you wonder about some of the rust, and Gomez is getting paid serious money. He had a terrible regular season, though, a 6.35 ERA. Surprised he made the playoff roster. He's going to face Reynolds, who is going to stay in here. As we're bottom 6, 2 out, nobody on, and Reynolds smacks it hard to second, but fielded and thrown on to first. Pittsburgh adding 2 off the Lasters home run, as they're up 6 here in the top of the 7th. Gonzalez will stay in to face 7, 8, 9. That's Ruiz, Romo, and Gaines. As a quick look at the bullpen here, there's an off day tomorrow. Maybe Feliz will have to come in to try to get a couple of outs, and then maybe Way a little bit later. We got to get 9 more outs, so we'll see what happens. Gonzalez facing Ruiz. This one smacked hard to third. Morris can't knock it down. This could be extra bases to lead off the inning, and it is. And so a nice start there for Colorado. Ruiz records the leadoff double to bring up the switch-hitting Drew Romo, as our bullpen probably will have to start moving around here. Maybe Beckway will even get up as well. Romo gets hit by the pitch, and that one can't happen. Romo's hurt, and he's got to come out. And so Bryce Rayner will come in. We'll see who the backup catcher is. I don't know who that is. And so we're going to talk to Gonzalez. Now facing Gaines, the lefty, 2 on, nobody out. Pittsburgh up 8-2. Full count, payoff pitch from Gonzalez. This one's going to get into the corner. It's going to plate probably a couple for Colorado. 1 run will score, and the runner will hold at third. It's a double for Gaines, as Gonzalez has yet to record an out here. And it's probably just about time to try to shut this one down, as Rafael Feliz will try to do it. As Colorado trying to get back in this game, it's 8-3, runners second and third, nobody out. 3-1, Feliz falling behind here. He is definitely a bit tired. And this one hit to third. Morris has it, throws on to first. Runner will hold at second. Pittsburgh will trade the run for the out. It's now 8-4. Runner on second. Feliz facing Salgado. This one popped up high in the air, right towards the pitcher's mound, as Amaya will call off Feliz for out number 2. That'll bring up Paxton Kling, runner on second, 2 outs. Colorado plating 2 this inning. Pittsburgh leading by 4 in this Game 5 of the NLCS, which Colorado leads 3-1. 2-2 count. The pitch. This one hit, and Reynolds is not going to be able to grab it. 1 run will score. It's now 8-5. And Pittsburgh in trouble here, as they're going to face Amador, the switch hitter. Feliz trying to get out of this one, needing just 1 more out, facing Amador, as we're going to get a lefty going. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch from Feliz. He strikes out Amador. Big K there. Colorado gets 3, and they are back in this game 8-5. We'll stretch and go bottom 7. Gomez staying in. Feliz certainly cannot. Nick Mears cannot do a 2-out save situation, though. And that's going to be the concern there, as Brandon Clark's, though, control against lefties is just suboptimal. And that's going to be the concern there. But he may have to get warm. Way against lefties. Oh, man, you just don't know about what to do there as you kind of do some forward thinking on the guys you're going to face there. So Clark may have to come in because Feliz at 18 pitches, he's done. Mears can try to close it out, but we'll try to add some runs. Kelly coming in here, bottom of the 7th to face Gomez, remains in. 2-2 count. This one hit well to right. That's going to be caught. Nick Dial makes a great catch by the Clemente wall for a very explosive out number 1. And now it's Ramirez coming in. And this one hit to center. Going back is the center fielder and caught out towards the track. That was Gaines. Gomez quick work here. Now facing Julian Williams, who will remain in the game. 3-1 count. And this one dribbled to the shortstop, thrown to first. Pirates go 1-2-3 as we go top 8. As Brandon Clark is going to come in, and we'll see how it goes overall. Beckway will be on standby to face Dial to start. Clark, a lefty, our only other lefty in the pen, as Dial strikes out to start. His third K of the day, 1 out. Now facing Arias, 1-2. He strikes out swinging, back-to-back Ks for Brandon Clark. And now facing Ruiz. Backup catcher, by the way, is Aiden Fair, who appeared in just 5 games, 4 starts this year for Colorado. So that is the man on deck, but we'll deal with Ruiz right now. Full count, payoff pitch. This one hit in the air. Reynolds coming in, and he can make the catch. A really good outing by Brandon Clark. And so we'll go bottom 8. Question is, what do you want to do in the top of the 9th? Does Mears come in and try to pitch? Do you maybe try to get Clark to get an out or 2 and then bring Mears in? That may be the strategy, but you push your luck on Clark, who does have those control concerns. And so those are questions to ponder right now, but Mears will start warming. As if Pittsburgh could get an extra insurance run, that would be huge. It's Amaya, Vega, and Anaya. Vega may be subbed out here if he's going to... Well, it's a righty that's in the game. We'll see about that. Amaya behind. This one hit to center. Looks like an 0-for-4 day. And it is, as it's caught by Gaines out in center. Vega will stay in. He's 1-for-3 today. This one hit to left, going back out towards the wall. And you can light the candle. There's the insurance run we asked for. Alex Vega staying in the game. Pittsburgh, again, loves their left field. And Pittsburgh up 9-5. A big run there. Makes you feel more comfortable about leaving Clark in to start the 9th inning. And now Anaya, ahead in the count 3-1. He will draw the walk. Gomez stays in. Laster's the catcher. We're going to keep him in. 3-2 count. Will the runner go? He will not. Laster swings through it for the 2nd out. And now Morris coming in. 2-for-4 with 2 ribbies today. And this one is hit towards the gap. The center fielder Gaines cuts it off. Runner will hold. Ooh, surprised that Anaya held with 2 outs there. Didn't take third, but I guess doesn't matter too terribly much. Now Brian Reynolds coming in. He is 2-for-4 today, hitting .306 in the postseason. And this one dribbled to second to throw on to first. Pittsburgh adds a run from the Alex Vega home run. Will go top 9 as Pittsburgh looks to close this one out. Clark will stay in. And he'll face Aiden Fair, the backup catcher, replacing the injured True Roma. We don't know the injury on Roma. We'll check it later. As Clark to Fair to start things off. This one dribbled to second. I should have put Carranza in as a defensive sub, but I guess we'll, should we do that now? They want to do that now at second to replace Anaya, who just made a good play there. And so Clark facing the lefty Gaines, 0-2 count. He strikes out swinging on the fastball, touching triple digits as Clark goes all Rick Vaughn and reels back. Fire that one in there. Facing the righty now in Collazo will leave Clark in. 2-2 count. The sign from Lasters. The pitch. He strikes out in Pittsburgh. Back in this series, taking Game 5, 9-5. It's a 3-2 series. What a game for the Pirates as they are not quitting here after being down 3-0 in the series, winning the last two, taking this one 9-5. Pittsburgh 9 runs, 13 hits and no errors. Colorado 5 runs, 7 hits and no errors. Kaimani Morris 3 hits, Reynolds 2 hits and an RBI, Kelly 2 RBIs, Vega the home run, Anaya, Lasters a home run. Just great team offense all the way around. Christopher Cruz, I mean, so many. The pitching staff, though, it just incredible performance with Cruz getting hurt, Salinas pitching through it, Feliz doing what he could, and then Brandon Clark, that might be the hero of the day. I know he pitched in some lower leverage situations, but 2 innings, no hits, 4 Ks. He was excellent and had to be really, really impressed by his performance. We'll check out the injuries here. Hendrickson, a sprained ankle. Cruz is still pending, which is concerning in all the ways. And Giromo has a bruised forearm after getting hit by a pitch. He should be okay to play in game number 6. So I'm going to take a pause here for a second, save the game, and we're going to come back. Those battling buccos, Pittsburgh, taking the last 2 after losing the first 3. Now it's 3-2. Christopher Cruz pending. No idea what that is. We'll maybe find out together. The pending diagnoses can take some time. Wouldn't see him anyway. Wouldn't have enough time to get out there, so it wouldn't affect this series. We'll finish today, though. We'll see if we get any notification on Cruz, and we'll get my reaction. Nope, no, nothing there yet. That was a day off, though. We'll have one extra day. See what's happening in the AL. Still 3-2. I assume these two teams play today. They do, and so we'll see if Houston can advance to the postseason. As Nick Mears did not have to pitch yesterday. That was huge. And so he's going to be deployed certainly in this upcoming game. But if we go an extra game, we're going to face Dave Nichols, which is just a thought. Or down the road, we'll finish the day. See about Cruz, 1 to 2 weeks, day to day. He's got a mild hamstring strain. You saw the leg, so you thought, okay, better than an arm. Obviously, probably could pitch, influence running. Not doing a ton of that. So overall, decent news, but a really gutty performance by this pitching staff, by this team to get out of this one and play on for a game number 6. We'll face Felix Minjars, who went 5 innings, allowed 5 runs, 4 earned, 2 home runs, 2 walks, and 8 Ks in an 8-5 win. That was in game number 2. And so we'll see him there. And for Pittsburgh is a good question. Good question. I assume it'll be Dylan Lesko, who allowed just 1 hit in this game number 2, 3 2/3, but 3 earned runs, walked 5, had some weird control issues, and against lefties, not nearly as strong as he's against righties. So really no other choice there. It would be Dylan Lesko should there be a game number 7 is probably the way that this thing is going to go. What's the percentage at? He's only at 65% because he got hurt and only threw 21 pitches. Christopher Cruz could pitch a game 7 if there is a game 7. So hold the phone there. That could be a really interesting wrinkle in this series and one weird silver blessing of that injury. Let's take a look here at the pitching staff. Overall, Nick Mears now at 82%, much better. Rafael Feliz only at 60%, but we're going to roll the dice and lean on all these guys here. There's no question about that. Even potentially bullpen arms, I don't know. Dylan Lesko could be a bullpen possibility if we're going to go Cruz there in the next game. So I'll even consider that 79%. Like, why not? Why not put Dylan Lesko in there? Why not put, if Bell is ready, I don't know if he would be or not, 71%. Heck, let's put Bell back there. Like, let's get, real creative and crazy. because it's all about just trying to advance. We'll have some time off before the World Series, so just some things to consider. So let's get ready. We're facing the right-hander, Minars. I'm probably saying that terribly. Who won the ALCS? Let's see who did that. It was Houston. The Houston Astros advancing to the World Series, a 9-8 win over Kansas City. Houston scoring 6 runs across the 8th and 9th innings, walking it off on a 2-run single by first baseman Matt Olson, still playing at his age. How old is Olson at this point, if I can find his name? Pinch hitting, 38 years old. What a cool moment for Matt Olson. We see some former Pirates in there. Carter Binns for Kansas City. And I guess it's just Carter Binns, but who cares about that right now? So let's go ahead and play this game. And Drew Romo will hit, although he's injured. Was hit by a pitch in the hand, his last at bat there. As I'm kind of mulling over what changes to make, and Carcion in facing the righty, probably going to be the continued roadmap here. Will Dean Moss stay in? I think Vega against the righty. We like that. We're going to put Vega in. And just break up the lefties. I think we're going to Vega hit 5th, though, and having Carcion hit a little bit lower in the order. Renee Laster's continuing to catch. And we're going to leave him, actually. Now we're facing a righty. We're going to have Anaya bump up a spot. And basically the same lineup that we've been running overall. So that's where things stand. Bullpen in pretty good shape overall. Salinas, Felice, and question marks there for Colorado. Their bullpen looks to be strong. Dave Nichols has that blister still, right? He has a blister. So if we play another game, will he be available? He'll be rested, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. We got a long ways to go before Game 7, but if we get there, it's going to be a game full of a million storylines. I may stream a Game 7 if we get that far, so we'll see. Let's just deal with Game 6 right now, though. That's going to be the most important thing. So we'll take you out to Colorado Field. We are in Colorado, and that is going to be certainly something to note for this game number 6. Colorado leading the series 3-2. All right, game number 6, Colorado took a 3-0 lead to begin the series, winning, if I can remember all the scores here, 6-3, 8-5, 3-2. And then Pittsburgh, I can't remember the Pirates scores I just had, honestly. I don't even remember. It was, 9-4, and I forget the score before. But anyway, Felix Minars facing Kaimani Morris to lead things off in Colorado. And Morris is ahead 3-0 to start things off. 57 degrees in the Colorado crisp air, as Morris will draw the 4-pitch walk to start. And now Reynolds coming in 3-1. He's ahead. Maybe red light on here. It will be. And it's back-to-back walks to lead things off for the Pirates. Rowan Kelly in the game. Minars has walked 8 already. He walked just 2 in game number 2 against the Pirates, matching that before recording an out in this game number 6. The pressure is certainly on, but this one, again, Colorado, 106-win team, they can persevere. And so Kelly behind 1-2, looks at strike 3, as that is a much-needed out number 1 for the Rockies. Ramirez coming in, been a bit quieter lately. No multi-hit games in this series. It doesn't appear. A couple of walks. 2-1 count. That one hit in the air. Should be Dial over there in right. And makes the catch. Runners will not advance. 2 away. To bring up Vega with a solo home run in that game number 5. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. And he strikes out swinging. And so Minars gets out of trouble with the walks to start the game, and it remains scoreless as we go bottom 1. Dylan Questad on the bump to face Dial. Didn't take a good inventory of the Rockies' order. Dial now hitting leadoff. Kling hitting 3rd. Salgado 2nd. That's the same. Romo hitting 9th with the injury there. Again, pretty lefty and switch heavy. Only 2 righties in the entire lineup. That's Kling and Collazo. Collazo was hitting leadoff. He bumps down to the 5-hole. And so Questad facing former Pirate Nick Dial, who bunts to start on the mound, and the bunt does not work as it's bunted right at Questad, who throws on to Ramirez for out number 1. Now Salgado stepping in. This one hit sharply to left. Kelly coming in. He makes the catch for out number 2. And now facing Kling. 45 home runs in the regular season. This one out towards right center, and it'll be caught by Encarnacion, who calls off Reynolds. We'll go top 2. Scoreless. Winner of this series faces the Houston Astros in the 2032 World Series. They knocked off the Royals in 6 games. Alex Amaya stepping in. This one dribbled to short. Salgado, the throw on to first. And a much better start for Colorado than the top of the first. Encarnacion coming in. This one dribbled to second, so 2 ground outs to begin the second inning. Now Anaya, 2-2 count. And this one hit well to right. This one going back. This one has a chance, and you can light the candle. Alex Anaya, way gone. 411 feet. A solo shot, and Pittsburgh takes a 1-0 lead. Man, when Alex Anaya hits it, he hits it hard. Had 459 against the Mets, and now 411, granted in Colorado, but a great solo bomb by Alex Anaya as Rene Lasters comes in, as Pittsburgh's bats trying to make some noise. Lasters hits this one into short, and he's retired. But Alex Anaya, the solo shot, I wish it was 2 runs, to make it 1-0 as we go bottom 2. Now facing Amador, 1-2 count. Questad the pitch. He strikes out Amador swinging off speed on the slider. Caught the outside corner. And now Jose Collazo ahead in the count 3-1. He will draw the 1-out walk. And, okay, turned a strike into a ball. I guess Lasters didn't frame it well. He's typically good at framing it. Ruiz coming in, the lefty. This one hit to left. Kelly coming in. It will drop at his feet. It'll be a single. And so Colorado threatening. 2 out, 1 on. Facing Arias, hitting just 115 in the playoffs. Full count, payoff pitch. And he's called out on strikes. The umpire, questionable call perhaps. The Rockies fans not liking that as Arias goes down looking. Now facing Jose Gaines. Lefty hitting 333. Do you consider a pitch around type situation? You could walk him, but obviously not ideal. Drew Romo is on deck. You may pitch around Gaines here to see what happens. 1-2 count. Here is the windup. He strikes out swinging in the crafty corners from Questad. Gets Gaines swinging, and will go top 3. Pirates up a run. Now it's Morris to lead things off to restart the order behind 0-2. This one hit to right. Dial coming in, making a great basket catch. Though it says he makes a head-high running catch. Either way, it's a great catch. He was always known for his defense, usually, more in center, but he's out there in the corners. A couple of great corner outfielders the Rockies have in Kling and Dial, that well-roundedness of that Colorado team. That's how you win 106 games. As Reynolds steps in, 2-2 count. This one hit deep in the hole. Salgado has it, strong throw. And Reynolds is out. Now facing Kelly, 0-for-1 today. He struck out the first time he appeared. And this one blooped in the center. It will get down for kind of a bloop single with 2 away. Already 54 pitches for Felix Nars. There was an off day. Their bullpen should be in better shape. Imagine we're going to see Alex Barrera at some point today as we look at our starting pitching and deploying everybody. Christopher Cruz, I think, could pitch in a potential Game 7, so Lesko and potentially Bell are options for us to kind of give us a couple other possibilities. Pitching on short rest. Ramirez coming in, 2 out, 1 on, 1-2 count. He'll swing through on the fastball, and we'll go bottom 3, facing Romo, Dial, and Salgado. 2-2 to Romo. This one hit well into right. It'll be a leadoff single. Romo, who left yesterday's or 2 days ago, the previous game number 5, with a hand injury or forearm injury. And he's stolen a base here today, so you want to consider that. And Encarnacion has an 80 arm. I did not realize his arm was that good. Now Dial coming in, 0-1. Romo's going to go. The throw is not in time, and Drew Romo is stealing bases like it's his job. And it's now dialed behind 0-2. Now it's a full count. This one hit to left, and that's going to get down. Romo's going to round, and he is going to score. And Colorado has tied things up off the Nick Dial single. And so Romo stealing second was huge there. Now Salgado coming in, and Dial wants to run, and Pittsburgh just can't throw anybody out at all this series. They've gotten one guy maybe, and they're playing the small ball, and it's working. Salgado now 2-2 count. This one hit to right, and it'll be caught by Encarnacion. The good arm will hold Dial at first. And now facing Paxton Kling, one out. Runner on second. Kling, this one hit well to left. This one's got a shot, and this one is gone. A two-run home run for Paxton Kling, 379. And Colorado jumps on top of Pittsburgh, 3-1. And they've not hit a home run in a while, so you kind of felt like that was bound to happen. It's now Amador coming in on a full count, and he'll strike out swinging. And now Collazo coming in, another full count. And that one outside corner as he's called out on strikes. But Kling hits the two-run shot to push Colorado up 2-3-1 as we go top four. It'll be Vega against Menars as Questad already at 61 pitches. And so we'll see about maybe getting Dylan Lesko going. He threw 96 pitches 4 days ago, but we're gonna do everything we can here in this game. That is for sure. And so Questad, I think, Lesko will get moving to replace the other Dylan as Vega hits this one to the gap. Extra bases for Alex Vega in that large Colorado outfield as he'll slide in the second with a leadoff double. And so Pittsburgh will try to cut into this lead that Colorado built with 3 runs in the third inning. Alex Amaya stepping in. Menars at 62 pitches, 3-0 count. He checks a swing. Umpire says he held, and it'll be a walk. Menars has had some control issues today. Now facing Encarnacion, the right fielder. 1 for 8 in the playoffs, 0 for 1 today. 3-1 count. Red light is hopefully on. It's over the third baseman's head. No, green light was on, and we'll take it. Runner's going to come around, and he's going to score. Another run's going to come home. No throw made, and Alex Encarnacion has tied the game, and that's why you swing in a 3-1 count. I was looking for the walk. We'll take the double, and we're all tied at 3. Encarnacion replacing Dean Moss out there in the outfield. Just kind of like that matchup better, less strikeouts, putting the ball in play, and that's what he did right there. Runner on second, nobody out. Pittsburgh with the tie, now looking for the lead. Menars staying in, a surprising decision. Colorado letting their pitchers pitch. And so Anaya in, 1-2 count, trying to put this one in play. He can't. Strikes out swinging. And now Lasters, the catcher, in the game. Lasters hits this one to short. Runner will have to hold. And now there are quickly 2 outs as Kaimani Morris trying to bring the run in. You got to think this is the last batter for Menars. And as it's a full count, payoff pitch. Morris swings through it. Pittsburgh ties the game, though, on the Encarnacion 2 RBI double. And we'll go bottom 4. Now it's Questad. We got Lesko in the game here as an option. Looks really good as a reliever. And so we're gonna... do you do that now? Or do you kind of potentially wait on that? I don't know how much you wait, though, to be honest with you. In a game like this where everything is truly on the line. I think we're gonna... do you bring in Dylan Lesko? That's a really good question overall. I'm going to sit him down for just a second to kind of see where he was at stamina-wise. At 79%. I'm just not quite sure. Can Questad try to go a little bit further in this one? Again, those are kind of the famous last words. I just don't think it's going to be worth it. Game 7, I'd love to have Lesko available, but you got to get to a Game 7. And so Dylan Lesko is going to come in his first relief appearance. We'll see how things go. Facing Ruiz here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And he strikes out Ruiz to start. Now facing Arias. And this one hit to second. And a great diving play by Anaya And he's made a couple of those here in the postseason, now facing Gaines. And this one hit well to left. Kelly having to go back, kind of misjudged it at the track, and that is caught right in front of the left field wall. As Pittsburgh goes 1-2-3. And a new pitcher coming in for Colorado. It's Caleb Freeman, who has not pitched since September 11th and allowed 3 runs in that game. And so interesting choice here. Menard's day is in fact done. And let's go through 10 pitches. And so he will try to stay in. It might be him, Mears, and then from there, I'm not entirely sure how this thing is going to go. Reynolds behind in the count, 0-2. Tie game, 3-3, top of the 5th. As Reynolds floats this one to right, Dial in, has it, and gloves it for out number 1. Best of 7. Colorado leading the series 3-2. Went up and won the first 3 games. Pittsburgh's brought back the last 2 in their favor. Now it's Kelly stepping in. And this one hit well to left. This one going back out towards left center, and you can light the candle. Rowan Kelly, 446 in this thin Colorado air. And Pittsburgh on top 4-2-3. Pittsburgh refusing to go away. Go for Ramirez. Now in the game. 3-0 count. And he swings on a 3-0 count. And that one's going to be a pop-up instead. Aggressive was Ramirez. Now facing Vega, who is 1 for 2 today. And this one hit well to right. This one's going back. Dial's trying to make a play on it, and this one is gone. You can light the candle again. 2 candles this inning. Alex Vega. That one not as gaudy, but they all count the same. 393, and Pittsburgh's up 5-2-3. Now it's Alex Amaya. 2 outs, nobody on. Caleb Freeman allowing 2 home runs in the inning. Again, has not pitched in a month, essentially, so you wonder why he was the choice. Amaya coming in, dribbles too short. Salgado has it, and Colorado will get out of the inning, but 2 solo shots from Kelly and Vega makes it 5-3. We'll go bottom 5. Lesko facing Romo. Shift appears to be on a bit. This one flying out to center. Reynolds a long way. He chases it. Makes the catch for out number 1. Now facing Dial. Corners playing in. Dial swings through it on the fastball. And now Salgado in the game. This one hit to right, and Carsey Young cannot make the play. It'll be a 2-out single. And now Paxton Kling with a runner on and 2 out. Kling a home run today. 3-0 count. And he will walk him on 4 pitches. And now Lesko will have to deal with Amador. Runners first and second with 2 away. This one is hit to right, and it's going to get down. It's going to score at least 1. Will it score a second? Amador coming to second. Runner will hold at third. And now it's 5-4. As Collazo in the game. Ruiz on deck. 5-4 game here. And that's not what you were hoping for from Dylan Lesko. As I'm not sure who I want to go to at this particular moment in terms of who I might get warmed up. Might be Brett DeGeis. We'll try to pitch around Collazo and see if we can get him to maybe chase at something. Runners second and third, 2 outs. Pirates clinging to a 1-run lead here in the bottom of the 5th. And this one's hit well to left. It's belted. This one going back, and this one is gone. A 3-run shot for Jose Collazo on the first pitch he saw. And Colorado leads 7-5. It was all going well until it wasn't. And now Lesko facing Ruiz as Colorado on their feet. And Lesko full count. He walks him, and he can't get out of the inning right now. Maybe I should have had a visit the mound situation. DeGeis is ready, and he is going to come in to replace Dylan Lesko. As it's a 1-2 count. Maybe I should have went out there and visited the mound. And this one's hit down the line into the corner. Extra bases, and the Rockies will continue to pour things on. Can Pittsburgh prevent the run from scoring? They will not be able to, and Colorado adds another. It's 8-5. As they've scored 5 runs here in the bottom of the 5th. Now facing Jose Gaines, and he will walk, and Pittsburgh cannot buy an out. Colorado batting around, now facing Romo. 2-2 count. Hit to second, throw to first, but Colorado gets 5 runs, and now they lead 8-5 here in the top of the 6th, and that one, oh, that truly was an issue. I don't know if Nick Mears should have come in there. It's kind of a stopper situation. Ah, man, you kind of really second-guess yourself there. I was trying to save Mears a little bit, and what you really think about that one, I guess. But, yeah, the guy's thrown 15 pitches. Victor Gonzalez will get a righty and lefty going. Encarnacion, 3-2 count, and he will look at strike 3. Freeman trying to settle in after allowing 2 home runs in the 5th inning. This one, Anaya, fly out to left. Kling is in and has it. And you wonder if they can bring in their closer soon and try to shut things down, as Laster's in the game. This one flying out to shallow right, Dial coming in, and it remains 8-5 as we go bottom 6. Nick Dial in the game, as we're going to bring in the lefty, Victor Gonzalez, to face Dial, as Pittsburgh really cannot afford to allow any more runs here, as Colorado finally getting their offense going. It had been pretty dormant the last couple of games, and they were the #1 scoring offense in the NL and probably the entire Major League Baseball, and they're showing it here as a strikeout and a ground out brings up Kling with 2 outs, nobody on. It is a good matchup for Kling. This one hit sharply to short, thrown on the first. It is 1-2-3. We'll go top 7. Pittsburgh needing 3 runs at least to continue their season. And so Kaimani Morris facing the new pitcher Trujillo, who has faced us twice and not allowed a hit. And so he will come in. Then you imagine Barrera's going to come in soon after that. And so Morris behind 0-2 in the count. Still trying, still seeing what can happen here. Morris will ground out, though. Pittsburgh has certainly battled all season. Reynolds facing the lefty. Reynolds hits this one to right. Dial coming in, and he makes a great sliding catch. Dial's hurt, but he can stay in. Probably awkwardly fell there. And maybe Nick Mears will even come in and just try to get a couple of innings. Rowan Kelly against the lefty. Probably a time to make a change there. We're going to go ahead and bring in Julian Williams. Got a couple of home runs here in the postseason. 3-0 count. Hopefully red light on for Williams. And he will draw the walk. That'll bring up Delfin Ramirez, who's been pretty cold, now hitting just a .194 in the postseason. Could be a big hit here. 2-0 count. This one dribbled to third. Misplayed, though, by the third baseman. And everyone will be safe. Arias struggling. And Pittsburgh in business. Now it's Vega, the DH. I think we have to make a change here. Bring in a Cornero. Either going to be a home run or a strikeout. That's how it goes with this guy to replace Vega as the Pittsburgh Pirates DH. A Cornero has not played a ton in this series, but some. He's hitting 158 with 1 home run so far. Could really use a second. So here we go. 2 out, 2 on. Pittsburgh down 3 in this pivotal game number 6. If they win, they'll force game 7. If not, Colorado will go to the World Series to take on the Houston Astros. Here we go. 1-2 count. A Cornero hit to third, and redemption for Arias as he makes up for his error. Pittsburgh cannot get a run across, and it remains 8-5. We'll have A Cornero become the DH. Kelly becomes the left fielder. And Nick Mears is ready. And we're going to go ahead and bring in Nick Mears to try to make sure the Rockies can't get any more runs. And if we tie the game up, that's a good problem to have in terms of trying to close this one out. So Mears coming in, bottom 7, facing Amador. And he hits him on an 0-2 count on the fastball. And these guys have been stealing. We'll see if that happens here. Collazo now in 1-2 count. He strikes out looking. Now facing Ruiz on a 2-2 count. That one's going to get away. Amador will take second on a wild pitch. Now it's a full count. This one hit to second. Amador will advance. Will be a ground out. The first. And Arias stepping in now. Runner on third, 2 outs. Cannot allow more runs here. 1-0 count to Arias. This one hit to first. Ramirez can't glove it, and it's going to be extra bases. Mears allowing the 2 out, and I thought he might take 3. Mears allowing the run. It's now 9-5, and if you're a Pirates fan, you're getting pretty quiet right now. Now facing Gaines is Mears, 1-2 count. He strikes out swinging, but the Rockies extend their lead, now up 4. It's 9-5, top 8. Barrera is coming in, their closer, who has not pitched in a little bit, but he is trying to shut things down. We'll start off by facing Maya, as we're going to get Beck Way warming. 0-1. As Barrera will look to Romo for the sign, and the Maya hits this one to short for out number 1. Now Encarnacion coming in. We'll keep him in, I guess, against the righty. Really no. I mean, you could bring in Dean Moss, but we're going to leave Encarnacion in. 1-2 count. And he strikes out swinging. And now facing Anaya. 2-2 count. This one hit down the line. It'll be extra bases for Alex Anaya. Should be a 2-out double, as he will go in standing. If Pittsburgh can get a run here, they can try to make things interesting in the top of the 9th. But needing a run right now, Rene Lasters, who has done well, typically better against lefties than righties. You make a change here. You may bring in a Dean Moss and try to hope for some power. And maybe the calculation right here, right now, because Pittsburgh needs it in the worst way. So Moss coming in could be a strikeout situation, but we're going to have to risk it. 3-2 count. Here's the pitch, and Moss looks at a called strike 3. Pittsburgh cannot bring the run across, as a Rambai will have to come in to replace Lasters. And I don't know about Beck Way and Nick Mears right now. Mears is at 23 pitches. We'll try to get another out or 2 and then bring in Way. As Romo hits this one to right, it'll be caught by Encarnacion for out number 1. Now facing Nick Dial on a full count. Dial draws the walk, and that's going to be it for Mears, as Way is going to come in. You wonder if Dial's going to try to run. You imagine they probably will do it. It's 9-5. Be aggressive. 1-0. Here's the pitch. See what happens to Salgado. Salgado grounds this one to short. Pittsburgh cannot turn 2. They will get Dial at second. And now Kling is coming in with a big home run today. They gave Colorado a lead. 2-2. And he strikes out swinging. So here we go. Top 9. Pittsburgh down 4. They'll face Barrera. It's Morris, Reynolds, and Williams. And so it's a good portion of the lineup. Williams has not hit well against righties, but our bench is essentially empty. As Morris coming in, Pittsburgh needing 3 outs to keep their season alive, needing 4 runs before they get 3 outs, I should say, to keep their season alive. 1-2, Morris falling behind. This one hit well to right, but right at Nick Dial for the first out. And now Reynolds stepping in, 2-1 count. And this one dribbled softly to short, throw onto first for the second out. And now Julian Williams, the last out for the Pittsburgh Pirates, facing Alex Barrera, who's got 20 strikeouts this year on a 1-2 count. The pitch, and he strikes out swinging. The Rockies advance to the 2032 World Series. The Pittsburgh Pirates season is over. And that is all she wrote. A valiant effort by the Pittsburgh Pirates to push that 1-6. You wonder about some mistakes that were made from the manager's standpoint about leaving Lesko in and not bringing Mears in, bringing the Geis in. But Colorado getting 8 of their 9 runs in the 3rd and 5th innings. Colorado winning this one 9-5. The Rockies 9 runs on 9 hits and 1 error. Pittsburgh, the Pirates 5 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. MVP of the series went to Paxton Kling. A well-deserved honor. He was very good against us. Had the big home run in this series. Kaimani Morris struggled some. Reynolds, they went 0 for 8 with a couple of walks at the top of the order. And Colorado, the best team in baseball this regular season. So not a big shock overall. Pittsburgh certainly fought hard. Should I brought Lesko in? I don't know. We'll never know if Christopher Cruz could have pitched Game 7. What would have happened with their pitcher, David Nichols? But that's how the season ends. So I'll wrap this one up. The video's gone on already long enough. I'll come back with an off-season video at some point. Probably going to take a good break here, just with the work schedule and the disappointment of this loss, and then we'll see what happens. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.